Hello everybody and welcome back to my pink and yellow springcore island Sunblossom. So we are finally doing Fauna's area and I struggled for so long trying to figure out what I wanted to do for her area because if you didn't know, I was originally planning on her and Maple sharing the cafe, but because of the placement of the river, it just really sectioned Fauna off from her, and so now it's just kind of like this weirdly shaped island, and I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do with it because I kind of at the beginning wanted to give every single villager like a role or like a job or hobby to like kind of represent them in front of their house. But I just could not think of anything for Fauna that just felt right. So I just decided, you know what? I just need to make a cute yard. And that's what I'm doing today. I am just making Fauna a cute little yard, nothing specific, no job, no hobby. She just has a super chill and beautiful area that we are going to be building today. So you may have noticed, or maybe you didn't, but this is currently a voiceover that you're listening to right now. And I did that for a few reasons, but one of the reasons is that I wanted to try out a new video style where instead of me talking live as I'm building, I'm talking about it over voiceover. And that's because I've recently found that trying to talk and record and build at the same time in Animal Crossing is becoming increasingly difficult for an unknown reason. But just being able to like turn on a podcast or a video and just listen to it and build without having to talk through everything has actually kind of been nice. So I think I'm going to stick to this style of format for the rest of this Animal Crossing series. But then another reason was that I had lost my voice recently and I've finally started getting it back. I don't know if you can tell or not, but I did lose my voice. I was 100% unable to talk, but I was feeling pretty inspired by Animal Crossing, so I wanted to get some sort of recordings done. So I figured that just not talking and doing the voiceover later was the best bet. So it kind of ended up working out for different reasons, but I think I'm going to enjoy this, especially because I did a voiceover in the last video because of mic issues. I actually kind of had fun just sitting here recording, talking about the build, talking about other things. I think it was kind of fun. So yeah, I think I'm going to be sticking with this until the Animal Crossing series is done. And when I do go back to Minecraft, which I will be doing after this series is done, I am getting really excited about that. And I've been doing some little plans here and there. So I have something cool planned and I'm really excited to do it. But I might also carry this over a little bit into Minecraft. Not for everything, of course, but maybe for some like material collecting montages or something like that. I'm definitely going to be testing out a new editing style when I start Minecraft. I've tested out a new editing style during Animal Crossing too. It definitely fits the vibe more of this gameplay, whereas Minecraft I feel like can be a little bit different when it comes to the gameplay. So I like this editing style, but I'm definitely not going to be keeping this editing style for when I go back to Minecraft. But yeah, overall, I'm really excited. I'm getting a lot more inspiration recently, which is good because trying to work when you're uninspired is tough. It's really, really tough for sure. So I'm glad that I'm back in my inspired phase. But anyways, let's speed this video up and get talking about the build. So I started off just by using the grass path that I have and connecting the two bridges together and then leading it up to Fauna's house. And then over to the side here, I decided to make like a cute little kitchen area and I put a bunch of like soup and bread related things in that little pot. Is so cute. It looks like she probably keeps like some soup in there or something, and with the bread sitting there too, it just was literally perfect. So she has a little soup making area. I guess that's her hobby. But those wooden paths, I love them. I seriously think I talk about them in every single build, but I cannot stress to you enough how much I love them. They just work so perfectly in every area. Like that little space there, that's too small to have a grass path or a dirt path leading. So just having those little planks there is literally just so perfect. And there's something over here to the left, and I looked at this and thought, no, I need to do something about this because Fauna's area was currently connected to that part right there. And I don't know what to do with that spot. I mean, I guess I could just put like a cute little path going through it, but instead I decided to make kind of a river pool where the river kind of like opens up, and I'm gonna have some little islands in there, and I'm just gonna decorate those up instead of having to decorate a whole path. So now this area is completely disconnected from Fauna's area, which I like. I like that a lot. Another thing that I really like is, despite all of the water and the rivers and the bridges and inclines and everything, this map is surprisingly very easy to like get everywhere very quickly. Like there's just paths and ways to get everywhere from everywhere. But now I'm just going around and adding in some trees. Unfortunately, I could not put a tree behind her house, but it's fine. I don't really think I'm gonna have many trees in this area, but this area is just too small for a bunch of trees, so I'm just leaving it at 3. And then of course I have to put a blanket down. I don't remember if I keep this blanket. I think I might, but I also could very well change it. Yeah, so I'm changing it right here. I feel like I don't even know if I've used that blanket code like in a final build yet. I don't know if that blanket code's ever stayed in a build. Unsure, but I do like it. I just feel like it's a bit too like muted for this island. Like the yellowy color, it just looks a bit too sad. And then here's me trying to fit this wood partition in where I need it, and it was just not going in. I think I struggle with wood partitions at least once a video, but it's okay. We're moving back to the blanket area. I added this lights arch, but then I realized that I can't get in to decorate the blanket, but I'm gonna have to pick that up anyways when I actually go to decorate the blanket. But here I am coming back from grabbing a few bushes, and look at who I stumbled across. It's Puddles. I don't remember if you've seen Puddles yet, but she is in the world. She's here and she is adorable. I've never had Puddles on an island, surprisingly. But I actually really didn't know that she existed. I just found out about her within the last couple of years, and I love her. She's so cute and she's so adorable for this island. So now here I am just planting around some bushes, and then I also grabbed some flowers and just started decorating back here because it was behind her house. No one was really gonna be going back there. It wasn't important, so I just filled it with bushes, flowers, and wheat fields. And honestly, that was enough for me. It looks cute enough and it's just simple enough to where it still looks good, but it's not overwhelming. And then I also finally added in this destination signpost. I have been wanting to work this into an area for so long, and I feel like this is a good spot because there's so many things around her house and so many ways to go that it just felt perfect. And then I started on working at this little like seating table area because I was trying to go with the whole like soup kitchen vibe and like, oh, maybe she like serves soup right in front of her house and she's got some tables. And it was cute. I was like, maybe just gonna put them in the grass, and I didn't end up liking it. So I do end up changing it for something else, and you will see the moment where I realize exactly what needed to go here, and I will point it out when it happens. But right now I'm just trying to fill the area with bushes and flowers to try and make it just look very natural, a little bit overgrown, and like the tables are just kind of sitting in the middle of the grass. And is it cute? Yes. Do I like it for this area? No. But here we are back at the blanket area. I had to pick up the lights, and I also tried to put the baby bear on the pillow. Didn't work. I got sad. I also tried to put this antique radio in, and then I threw back in the cushion, and I was gonna put the lights down. They were not fitting. So I had to move everything back, but then they was gonna be in a row. So I took out the radio, put in the lights. That part's done. It's cute, it's simple, whatever. And now I'm just trying to find other things to fill into the areas. So I put a little mushroom down, I put a hammock, but then I decide maybe I need some planks underneath. So I try to put some planks underneath the table here, and I put it back up. I look at it, I'm like, I'm not sure how I feel about it. So I leave it for now. Still planning on changing it, obviously. I wasn't planning on changing it, but I do end up changing it, and I'm so happy with the change. But yeah, more flowers, more weeds now. I'm throwing in some weeds. It got some bushes, more flowers. And then I also throw in this little mushroom lamp and a couple weeds. And then I'm looking around. I find this patchwork sofa chair. I'm like, oh, this is cute. Maybe I can just like plop it in there. So I add a little plank code, and I'm just trying to fill it in the area as much as I can. I'm starting to come to an end to this, but I just wasn't satisfied. And right here, I was like, what is a turkey day hearth? And I remember it was the fireplace. And I was like, Oh my gosh, I totally forgot I had this in my inventory. I need to use it now. So I take all of this down and then I run out of pockets. That was an issue for me at this moment because I had to keep like putting stuff away, dropping stuff to try and clear out this area. But I immediately knew exactly what I was going to be doing in this area. Of course, still full pockets, so I had to plant a bush, but I'm putting down the large planks. And I'm going back to my old reliable where I section out a square and then build in that square. But just throwing down the little fireplace right there, I knew immediately, I was like, I know exactly what I'm gonna put in here and it's going to look amazing. I'm so happy that I remembered to look at my inventory for that because I'm so happy with how this turned out. I've got the little patchwork sofa, I got the Moroccan footrest, and then I was able to throw some candles and that little radio I was able to include in this build, which I was super happy about. And then I threw down the table, kind of like reference to what I was doing earlier. I was like, you know what, we can throw this in here. And then I also get the wood partition in here as well. So this spot just kind of made everything come together. Everything I was trying to do earlier, I finally was able to just like include it in this spot and I was really, really happy. Also, I was able to put the baby bear on the footrest and that made me very happy because look at how cute it is. And then I just throw down this little paper bundle and I put the clam chowder down to kind of tie in the little soup kitchen thing that I was doing earlier. I thought it just worked out well there. And then I go and change in the plank code and I add another plank code right here so that it looks like there's two ways to kind of get into this area. And then I put a little code down underneath the destination signpost and I was really glad that I was able to smoothly walk in a full circle around it. I hate when I have to like do the little like sneak through with items, so I was very, very glad that I didn't have to do that with this one. But yeah, now over here, I'm just filling in the last little areas. This spot is pretty much done. It was super simple. It was a really small build, so it did not take me nearly as long as I thought it would. But yeah, here is the little finished area. I think I'm throwing in a cruiser bike. Yeah, I'm gonna throw in a cruiser bike right there. And I think that was the finishing touch. Maybe. No, I still add like 2 more things at least. I throw in a little mum cushion there. And then I also try and put the paper or sturdy paper bag there. And I was like, no, that goes right here for sure. It looks so much better there. It just kind of balances out a little bit more. Yeah, so that was that area. And now we are moving on to this area right around Nook's Cranny and the Able Sisters. And I just felt like this area was a little bit too big and open for me, so I decided that I was going to add yet another water feature, and I do end up including 2 whole bridges into this build, and you'll see what I'm doing in a second. It's kind of hard to tell what I'm doing right now, but I am basically making an island surrounded by water that is going to be connected through 3 bridges, actually 3 bridges. So I have the 2 bridges there that I was talking about connecting. Those bridges are gonna go to the island, and then I am making a 3rd bridge right where I'm working right now. That's gonna go straight across and lead over to the incline. That's gonna take us to the campsite. So that is currently what I'm doing right now. I think that was how I left it. I think I might have just left it like that. And now I'm heading towards resident services to go and get that final bridge. So I will talk to you guys once that is all done. All right, we are back. The bridge has been put down and this is where I am leaving this for today. I am definitely going to be doing this section when I do Able Sisters and Nook's Cranny. I think I'm just gonna put them all in one video because these areas now are a lot smaller than I thought they were going to be. So I was going to split them up into 2 videos, but I think this area in total would be enough for 1 video. Yeah, but that is the finished product for today. So let's do a little walkthrough to see what we did. So that is going to be it for today. Thank you all so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it and stay tuned for the rest of the episodes to see me finish out the island. Bye!